Hey, Slider Crusaders, if you like these videos, please share them so we can get more people to watch them. Question, could you murder another person? Could you murder someone? Saying, of course not. At least you say you couldn't. And you would never. There's a show on Netflix called The Push. It's a hidden camera show with 70 actors, all trying to create a scenario where they're trying to convince one person to push a living, breathing human off of a building and kill them. And again, you would say, I would never do that in a million years. In the show, most people do it. Most people push the guy off the ledge. And they're distraught about it. They hesitate, but they do it. And then they crumble in shame and fear. And then the host comes out and says it's all a show. And they end up laughing about it. Although I'd push everyone off the building if they tricked me like that. But they laugh only to cover their shame. You'd think they'd be more distraught that this was all captured on television. But I share this only just as further proof that man is evil and bad and corrupt and broken and easily influenced. Why is this important? Because if you don't realize how evil you can be, you don't see the need to work on yourself and make yourself good. If you think you're just naturally good already, then it's easy to let your guard down. You won't take things seriously. You won't take little moments seriously in your life because you're lying to yourself, telling yourself you're a good person already. You're not. I'm not. And once you realize that, then you can really start to work on yourself. One of Jordan Peterson's arguments that he makes to his students is that if you were living in Nazi Germany, you'd probably be a Nazi. I absolutely rejected that the first time I heard that. I talked to him about it, and he said, well, yeah, of course you rejected it. No one wants to think that they could have been a Nazi. But statistically, you would have been. Most people in Germany were. They either bought into it full on or just went along with it. It's important to realize this because we need to know and realize how evil we can be. And we can really work on ourselves. I think these people who ended up pushing the person off the ledge, I think they're better off. Because now they realize the evil they're capable of. If you asked them that morning if they were ever going to push someone off a building, they'd say, of course not. There's no way I would ever do that. Absolutely not. They thought they were a good person. But now that they did it, they know how easily they can be convinced to do it. Even when their conscience says no, they still do it. Now they know what they're capable of. And they'll be more aware in the future. More aware of themselves and more aware of the evil around them. I'll give you one more life example, this real life example. I was with a friend, this was years ago, and I forget how it came up, but I said, oh, I could never cheat on my wife, ever, never in a million years. And he said, oh, I could. He said, I won't, but I could see a scenario where we grow distant over the years. I let my guard down. I invite someone else into my life, and I end up cheating on my wife. And I was aghast at him. But I realized in the end how healthy of an attitude that was because now he makes sure he doesn't grow distant with his wife. And he's very careful about the people around him and the situations that he puts himself in and who he lets into his life. He's much stronger now because he knows the weaknesses that he has. If you go through life thinking you're good, you're much weaker than if you realize how evil you could be.